I'm Haley. Not only am I an educator at Discovery Space, but I'm also an ecologist. Someone who studies living things like plants, animals, and insects, and how they interact with their surroundings or their environment. When you think about fall, also called autumn, what comes to mind? Maybe now you're imagining drinking a warm cup of apple cider, but for me, as an ecologist, I think about phenology and phenophases. Phenology is in the field of ecology and is the study of living things and how they respond to seasonal changes. As the seasons change, you'll start to see differences in the amount of snow and rain. You'll see differences in the temperature and changes in the amount of sunlight that you get in a day. Each of these changes may lead to different phases in the life cycle of living things, and we call these phases phenophases. They're marked by an observable starting point and an observable ending point. I figured the best way to teach you about phenophases would be to bring you along on a hike with me and show you examples. Let's get started.
A phenophase that you could probably see out of your window right now are leaves on deciduous trees beginning to change colors and eventually fall. Leaves are green in the spring and summer because that's when they are making lots of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is important because it helps plants make food or energy from sunlight, a process called photosynthesis. As temperatures drop and the amount of sunlight in a day decreases, the leaves cannot make as much energy for the tree, so the chlorophyll begins to break down, and different chemical reactions result in different colors. Though they do not drop all of them, it is typical for evergreen trees like pines and spruces to drop some of their old needles as well. These old needles begin to yellow and they'll shed them from August through November. Plants such as partridgeberry and winterberry flower from late spring through summer, resulting in berries from late summer and well into the winter. This serves as an important food source for a variety of birds and mammals. Instead of flowering, ferns reproduce by releasing spores. Spores ripen from May to October and are dispersed by wind and animals. With exceptions, fall brings the greatest diversity and abundance of mushrooms. The cooler, moist weather preceded by a warm summer provides ideal growing conditions. This is a subtle phenophase, as the starting point and ending point isn't as easily observed as others. The arrival of fall marks the beginning of mating season for most spiders. Spiders leave their webs in search of mates, which is why you may see a lot more than usual in and around your home during the fall. Grass spiders mate, lay eggs, and die before fall, but females from many species overwinter in a protected location with their eggs after mating. Female wolf spiders could live for several years, mating each fall. Female praying mantises produce between 100 and 400 eggs in the fall and lay them shortly before winter begins. The eggs are laid in a frothy liquid case that protects them from predators and harsh winter conditions. While the eggs overwinter, the female praying mantis dies shortly after laying her eggs. Caterpillars, like the hickory tussock moth, begin to fall from tree leaves as they get larger and finish feeding. Then they make fuzzy gray cocoons in the fresh leaf litter. Woolly bear caterpillars hibernate underneath leaf litter by slowing down their metabolism and dehydrating their circulatory system. Amphibians and reptiles also survive the winter by slowing down their metabolism and conserving their energy stores. A common misconception is that aquatic frogs will burrow in the mud like turtles. The metabolism of turtles slows down so much that it can get by on the oxygen supply in the mud, but frogs must stay on top of the mud or only partially buried so that they can still absorb oxygen from the water. Other observable phenophases in and along the water in the fall that you could see are dragonfly, stonefly, and mayfly nymphs in ponds and streams. Dragonflies emerge throughout the year, stoneflies emerge in the winter and early spring, and mayflies leave the water at the beginning of summer. Warm air may rise, but warm water sinks. Fish will typically group together in deep pools of water. Being aware of these seasonal shifts not only makes a great ecologist, but a great fly fisher too.
Thank you for coming along with me on this hike. And now it's your turn to get out and be an ecologist or a phenologist, someone who studies living things and how they respond to seasonal changes. If you get the opportunity to go in your backyard or at a park near you, please share pictures or observations of phenophases with Discovery Space on social media, and don't forget to tag us. If you find any phenophases that we didn't talk about in this video, please share those too. Thank you again for joining me.